Walk Cringe Crew Music Podcast Series 2. In this series, we are listening to and reviewing a band's entire discography, currently going through Bring Me the Horizon. In this episode, we are going to be listening to their 2019 release, Amo. They also released one other project this year, but we'll do that one next episode. So Amo is also another album from them that I know nothing about. Just kind of going through some background info on the album. The title itself is from the Portuguese word for I love, and the album itself is supposedly a concept album that goes through every aspect of love, good, bad, whatever. So yeah, like I said, know nothing about this, so curious to see how it stacks up. I assume it's going to sound somewhat similar to the last album, given that by this point the band has completely, more or less, abandoned the sound that they were doing on Suicide Season and even There Is a Hell to some extent. So without any further ado, we can get right into it. Track number 1, I Apologize If You Feel Something. If you feel something.
So I know when we did the last album, we kind of talked about the idea that like they were abandoning some of the sounds that they had done, that they had kind of like, I think you mentioned it specifically, Mike, that they kind of like, it sounds like Bring Me the Horizon, but it's totally different than what they'd done before, and like you were either on board or you wouldn't. I think this is like the introduction to alienating even more people from that even further. Like, gun to my head in 1,000 guesses, I would never guess that this song is Bring Me the Horizon based on the stuff that they had done previously. It's a little bit slower. It's super synthy. The vocals are just kind of like hidden behind the transient music. Like, it's not an awful song, but it's a very violent left turn from everything we've done before, even with their changing sound from the last album.
Yeah, this is just the continued deviation from metalcore into just, I don't know, about 70 different kinds of electronic genres, I guess you could say, like electro rock, some synth pop. Right now it's just straight synths, basically, which, I mean, I love. So it's a interesting start to I guess maybe a unexpected start, maybe, to a band like Bring Me the Horizon.
Well, if the rest of the album is somewhat similar to this in any way, I think I'll enjoy it. But again, we will just have to see. So track number 2, Mantra.
All right. If you turned on Sirius XM Octane channel, right? Every single song is this song. Like, everything is this. It's not bad, and genuinely, like, I forgot about this song, but it sounds super generic. There was a long time that I gave Bring Me the Horizon a lot of credit for, like, even when it wasn't great, like there was something that like sold into it, or the lyrics were really good, or there was a good guitar riff, but this is just kind of flat everywhere. I just guess I don't buy much into the hype that they tried to put behind this song when this released.
Yeah, there was. I'd say that I think this was their lead single for this album, and yeah, they did start to hype this one up. I think this was the tour that I actually got to see them on, and it was a pretty interesting tour. This song, I'd say, has a lot more power behind it, uh, live than it does on the album. On the album, it falls a little bit more flat. I still like this a lot, though. This is where they have a lot more. I mean, it's not just synth. They definitely have the like electronic rock in there now instead of just synth. So I mean, I still enjoy this one a lot.
Unfortunately, this sounds like it would be the backing track for a Ford Truck Month commercial or any given Home Depot commercial, like straight up. Yeah, this is, and that, like, halfway through the song, I was like, oh no, this could be in those kind of commercials, and that just ruined the whole song for me. Like, I already thought it was kind of generic, but fucking Truck Month sounding ass.
It's like, genuinely, it's not It's not awful, but you're right. Like because it could be the background of a commercial is everything bad I have to say about this song.
There was promise with the intro, and you blew it already at song number 2. I can't believe it. All right, let's see if track number 3 is any better. Nihilist Blues featuring Grimes. I think maybe not, but we will see.
I've been climbing up the walls to escape the sinking.
I kind of like this track. I guess I wish they had picked a direction. I think that like kind of like 80s dance club synth kind of sound is actually like really good, and then I don't care about the lyrics even though they're fucking weird. I think them trying to bring the rock element in takes a little bit away from that, but the rock element alone like isn't awful. And then there's like, especially like in the first time Grimes comes in, like at the bridge, there's like this, what if this song was a drug scene from the first season of Euphoria? And it just kind of like takes a left turn that doesn't kind of fit with anything else. And it also happens at a weird point in time in the song that just kind of takes away. Like individually, each of the 3 sounds are all really good there, but like I just wish that they had picked one direction and made one song.
This is sort of like, I don't want to say like maybe an example, but like this is definitely like a good song to point someone to if you want to show them Bring Me the Horizon when it just simply does not sound like Bring Me the Horizon at all. But I really like this. I really love EDM, and specifically the EDM era that they were like kind of going for, or like really liked that they were kind of not implementing, that they were just kind of going with, that I just kind of love. Yeah, I don't know how much else to say about it other than I like it.
Yeah, surprisingly, this is not awful. I like this one. According to Genius, this is Ollie's favorite track on the whole album, so that's neat, I guess. Yeah, it's all right. Surprisingly, not much else to say about it. So, track number 4, In the Dark.
This was about the song when I listened to this album the first time that I kind of gave up on it and felt like I needed to come back a different time because like it wasn't what I wanted. And even listening to it now, like it's just super boring. Like there's nothing really to it that pops out to me. I'm just unexcited.
Yeah, this song is, I think I can't remember if it was last album or the album before that when I mentioned that actually, what I'm pretty sure was last album that Ollie had a song saying that he would go through hell to for the person he loved, and well, that person ended up cheating on him. So we now get this song. So yeah, this one is very, very slow, and it has this, I don't know, the In the Dark is both kind of symbolic of like the fact that he was kept in the dark of like this relationship, but also I feel like the song feels very dark. Like the bass line is very, it all has a very like kind of down-tuned dark kind of sound to it that it sounds interesting to me.
Yeah, I think this one is much like the second track. It's just really uninteresting and kind of boring and a little samey in some spots. There's just nothing that pops out about it for me, unfortunately. So we can move on to track number 5, Wonderful Life, featuring Danny Filth of the band Cradle of Filth. I'm interested to see what this one's going to be like. Wow.
All right. I actually really enjoy this track, and I can't quite put a finger onto why. I have some similar complaints about some earlier songs where like they kind of can't choose a direction. There was this like high energy kind of like we don't care about the cadence rock song. Then they kind of just got edgy for seemingly no reason when they brought in Danny Filth. And then after that, as they get into the final chorus, they just kind of like add in a brass section for seemingly no reason. Every individual piece of this is really good, and I think it sounds like upbeat and energetic. Like I enjoy it. I I all of the things that I have to say tangibly are reasons that I kind of take away from that. I don't know. It's just good.
Yeah, I like this one a lot too. It's interesting. I mean, I'd say probably since, I mean, this album for sure, I'd say so far, every single song has had, except for maybe the first one, has had a wind instrument or string instrument on it that hasn't just been, the guitars. I mean, yeah, this one does have a brass section, whether it's a little bit out of left field or not. They definitely like to continually keep their, I guess, repertoire of instruments that they put into these albums very, very wide. I still like it.
Yeah, this is fine, but I feel like the feature was underutilized. Maybe the thing that I hate about features is like when they have an artist on and it's someone that I'm excited about, but they're only on for like one verse at the end, and that's it. It's like I feel like you could have done so much more here, other than just you're kind of mostly in the background on like the second to last verse or whatever. Like that's really my only complaint. Like the song's fine, like I like it, but I just think you could have done more with Danny Filth. I don't know.
I'm also of the mindset, Mike. I don't know if you agree, but that like I think they kind of brought in Danny Filth for something that Ollie probably could have done. Like it's hard to even identify Danny Filth without the Genius lyrics and the idea that like it could just be Ollie growling. So why bring in another person to do this? It just kind of seems like a waste.
Yeah, that too. I don't know. Anyway, moving on to track number 6. Ouch.
I very much like the musical element to this. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point. He gets his message across. Not exactly my thing, but I enjoyed it. It's pretty good.
I enjoyed this kind of fast. I mean, it's only like a minute and a half, I think, or 2 minutes. This is a very short song comparative for the other songs in this album. But Ollie still gets his point across of just it's still heartbroken. Yeah, that's a thing. It's a minute and 50 seconds, but he does that. I enjoy it. I love the synths and like the use of the electronics.
I really like the drums on this. It's like almost kind of like a breakbeat type thing going on, which I love a lot. I wish this was longer, but I feel like it's fine as it is. Like it's okay that it's short, but I do kind of wish that this was longer. Good track. All right, number 7, Medicine.
You need a taste of your own medicine.
I like the vibe of this song. There's like an 80s kind of dance vibe to it. But the lyrics are like meaningful. They again get his point across in a very direct way. Some of the lyrics are a little bit corny. But I think it all kind of fits the vibe of the song. I dig this one.
Whoops. I was saying, yeah, I do like this. I like this one too. Ollie does tend to have good intentions sometimes behind his lyrics without the best way of presenting them sometimes. That being said, I still do like this one, and the lyrics are I think, at least in this album, increasingly easy to decipher, and they're not super cryptic or artsy. They're pretty straightforward. They're pretty easy to understand. But yeah, I like this one a lot.
Yeah, this one's not bad. I don't hate it. It's pretty all right. I also like the vibes of this one. Right, track number 8, Sugar, Honey, Ice, and Tea.
Okay. For what it's worth, I think that this is the best mix from like that synth kind of sound and the rock element of it. Like this all just blends really well together. Quite genuinely, this song makes me want this whole album to have an instrumental version that I can go and listen to that doesn't involve any of the lyrics. The chorus for what the song is needs to be rewritten because just a bad euphemism for instead of just saying shit, like dude, just say shit.
Yeah,
But that's
You can swear, Ollie. It's okay. You said fuck on the track. I saw it. You can say shit. It's okay, bud.
Exactly, but that's the whole chorus, right? Like the verses are really good. Everything else kind of flows and sounds great, but like the chorus sucks. Like actively sucks. It's not a bad song. It just kind of ruins itself, I think.
Yeah, I can definitely understand that. I do heavily enjoy the, of course, electronic rock mix on this one. Um, yeah, I feel like I like the way Ollie's voice sounds more than I like what he's actually saying. Um, uh, because yeah, I definitely understand that. That's like I said, he can have some of his cringier lyrics sometimes, some of his interesting, I guess, lyrics you could call them. I still like this one a lot though, regardless.
I think this one's kind of meh. I think definitely the lyrics ruin it. Like you said, the chorus is really dumb. You can just say shit, dude. Come on. Um, the instrumental's fine, I guess. It's like I said, it's just kind of meh. It's whatever. All right, track number 9. Why you gotta kick me when I'm down?
But tell me why you gotta kick me when I'm down.
This one has like a big kind of arena feel to it. Like there's, I don't know how to quite describe it, but there's that big bold synth sound that starts at the beginning of the chorus that just kind of swells. I love the vibe of this track. There's a whole lot of like tech synth elements that are really cool in it. It's a pretty good track. Again, the lyrics are kind of corny, but everything still fits with the vibe of the song. I kind of like this one, even if it's still not quite my shtick.
Yeah, I enjoy this one too. Um, they, I mean, Ollie is not doing himself any favors, I guess, truly with some of the lyrics. This one is definitely, at least in my opinion, more instrumentally sound than it is lyrically sound. Um, but that being said, I still really, really enjoy the synth work, the just overall mixing of this one. I like it a lot. Ollie's voice is also at like a all-time peak for me too. I like this one a lot still.
I don't know that I expected this kind of track from them, but at this point, guess I'm not like too surprised. I actually really, really do like this one. I don't know. It's interesting. I don't know how to describe what I like about this. It's just interesting, I guess. All right. Track number 10, Fresh Bruises.
Not much to say about this track, I guess. The synth, the bass, the percussion elements of it, like it's all kind of nice. But it definitely feels like the filler that it is. It just not a whole lot to give this one.
Yeah, I don't have much to add. I think this is considered the third interlude. It's a really vibey electronic track that I just enjoy it. Yeah, not much to it.
Yeah, this is also kind of not expecting this either. I love this too. Was not expecting them to do just straight up electronic interlude with like really cool drums and stuff in it. The thing that annoys me is that you can say fuck. You don't have to censor it, please. Stop it. Ugh. Anyway, I like the track. Other than that one very minor complaint. All right, track number 11, Mother Tongue.
Don't say you love me
I don't mind this one, I guess. It definitely feels, I don't know, patronizing is quite the right word, but it's definitely to a target audience of one. It's okay. It's just kind of poppy and generic in a way that like doesn't sell to me, but I guess if it gets the point across to the audience of one, then I guess it makes sense. It's fine as it is, I guess.
Yeah, this is a super accessible, like kind of rock song that more hard rock leaning, I'd say. I enjoy this a lot. This had this almost
like kind of rising feeling to it that was kind of nice. Yeah, I don't know how to explain it. There's just something about this that's another good vibe kind of thing, I guess. Yeah, I liked it.
This is Ollie Loves His Wife, the song, which it's okay. The song is okay. That's all I have to say about it. All right, track number 12, Heavy Metal.
I feel kind of attacked by this song because I also the metal. But this is a really good song. I think that the kind of like chopped up beats where there's like very clear cuts and starts again, plus the addition of a beatboxer in here, like actually really sounds fantastic. It's catchy. The lyrics are solid. Like everything just really flows together, and there's something like super personal about this without being butthurt that like I actually really enjoy, right? Like the idea that like it gets repeated. If you're a Black Dahlia fan, don't tell me what to do about my music. You know what I mean? Like, but it's not like he's being attacked by it. It's just like, yeah, I don't care about that dude's opinion. Like, I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this one's a lot of fun. Personally, when I heard that because a kid on the gram in a Black Dahlia tank, I fucking lost it. I couldn't stop fucking laughing, and not in a bad way. Just this shit was so fucking funny. And then he closes it with like a guttural that like you'd hear from Count Your Blessing, and just like it was a nice subtle fuck you that I was just like yes, I like it. I like this a lot. This one was this is a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is petty in a good way. I love this. All right, final track, number 13. I don't know what to say.
I'll see you at the gates when it gets dark.
Has been the theme for the last couple of albums. I guess I don't know how I feel about this one being the end. The track itself is fine. I think the lyrics are the best that Ollie has on this album. Not that was a super high bar, but these are like actually pretty good. They're touching and meaningful. I like the orchestral kind of sound that comes in while it's still definitely a rock song. Obviously the inspiration behind writing the song is really good, super meaningful. I guess nothing really hooks me in as far as the track goes. It's not bad. It just doesn't feel like it necessarily fits with everything else we've gotten so far, either synth or rock wise. It just kind of exists by itself.
Yeah, I'd say none of their closers have really been particularly good of the representation of the whole album. I'd say, however, this one might be the better of their closers, I'd say. I think that this at least has a similar vibe as some of the other ones do, as opposed to some of the other final songs we've gotten that have just been kind of out of left field of what the fuck is this? This is the same album? This one, I could at least be like, yeah, this one was on here. I do really like the electronic, the orchestra. I mean, they do have electronics, but I really, really love the like almost not excessive, but like the increased usage of the like orchestra and orchestra instruments in this one. I like this one a lot, but not my favorite ending track.
My only complaint about this is that I feel like it drags a little bit too much near the end there. Like that instrumental part goes on maybe longer than I think it really needs to. Other than that, I think the track is fine, and it's better as a closer compared to the other ones, like you said, that were kind of questionable. But yeah, the song's all right. It's not too bad. All right, so I've already got my rankings. I think this fits between Suicide Season and That's the Spirit for me. So up to this point, in order from best to worst, in my opinion, Sempiternal, There Is a Hell, Suicide Season, this album, That's the Spirit, and then Count Your Blessings is still last.
I'm gonna go one spot lower and put it between That's the Spirit and Count Your Blessings. I don't think this album is bad, but it just very much isn't me. I know when this album came out, I would have very easily put it last on this list by a million miles, even below Count Your Blessings, and even with dozens more listens since it's come out, like it has more redeeming qualities, but it's still just, it feels like there's nothing that really pulls me in and makes this enjoyable. I certainly miss a different sound that was more fun to listen to. So I think this one pretty easily fits fifth for me. So for my top to bottom currently is Sempiternal, Suicide Season, There's a Hell, That's the Spirit, Amo, and Count Your Blessings.
Yeah, okay. I typed mine out. Yeah, this one I still think that I'm still really, I mean, I've always been more, I don't know, prevalent or more leaning towards like electronic sounds. So like this album didn't really put me off too much. So I'd actually probably I would put this one a little bit below that. I put this right below That's a Spirit. So for me, it's gonna go Sempiternal, That's a Spirit, Amo, There Is a Hell, Suicide Season, Count Your Blessings.
Okay, interesting. Well, we are very close to the end here. We've only got 2 more albums left. Next episode, we will be talking about the mouthful of an album title that is. Let me make sure I get this correct. I have the whole thing up. Music to listen to, dance to, blaze to, pray to, feed to, sleep to, talk to, grind to, trip to, breathe to, help to, hurt to, scroll to, roll to, love to, hate to, learn to, with 2 O's, plot to, play to, be to, feel to, breathe to, sweat to, dream to, hide to, live to, die to, go to. We'll be doing that album next episode.
That
Gonna say the full length of the album as often as I possibly can.
Oh, yes, I am. So what's interesting about this, just looking at the track listing, we have 3 kind of pretty long tracks in here. There are 2 10-minute songs and 1 24-minute song.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sick next week.
Oh, no, you're not.
I'm just gonna buy a cardboard cutout of myself and stick it in my chair for the 24-minute one.
That will actually be hilarious if you do that.
Actually get a cardboard cutout. That's the impressive part.
Bet.
All right, you've got 1 week to get a cardboard cutout of yourself. Good luck.
Already doing research, dude. Don't even worry.
Okay. Well, I have a concert to talk about that I forgot about, actually. Whoops. So I went and saw Tesseract this past week. Their openers, I don't remember who the openers were. Yes, I do. The openers were Voluvials and Interval. Voluvial is, I don't know, they're kind of like a deathcore band that does some prog stuff. I felt really bad for them because, like, they were trying so hard to hype the crowd up and, like, nobody was into it. It's like, you got a bunch of prog nerds to try to get down to deathcore. Like, what are you doing? But near the end, there was a circle pit, so, I mean, it was all right. Wasn't really too into those guys. I feel like their mixing was, like, really bad because I could not make out any instrument or any lyrics or anything. It was dog shit. Interval was really cool though. If you're into like instrumental stuff like Animals as Leaders, you'll probably be into these guys. They just seemed like they were having like a hell of a time on stage, and like the energy resonated with the crowd. Like they were super good. I like them. And then Tesseract, finally getting to see those guys. It's kind of rare for them to do tours outside of Europe, so they finally made it back to North America. Touring for their new album War of Being, which I listened to the whole thing and it's kind of meh for me. I don't really like it, but I feel like live it's a little better. They played my favorite track off of Altered State, Nocturne. I don't know. I was kind of a little let down by their performance of that song live. Like, it wasn't bad. It's like I always wanted to see them play that song live, and it was just really mid, unfortunately. But everything else was really cool. I'm glad to finally have gotten to see those guys. So it was an all right show, I guess. But other than that, I've got nothing else. So if that's all, we can wrap up here.
Yep.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Catch you guys next time then. See you.